Imagine double albums. For Larry Graves. The Canadian Studmuffin.
Hey VC, it is Robert with Block's Sonic Wafers, and I'm just throwing together a little video here in response to Larry Graves' challenge and or contest. Larry, the Canadian Studmuffin, asked us to create a double album from two albums by the same artist released approximately the same time with similar musical content. And I've pulled some together here. I've only watched a couple of responses to this. Rachel was the first one I saw, and of course she took one of my ideas immediately, and so I don't know if I'm going to be copycatting anybody else out there because I haven't looked to see. But I'm going to go with what I've got, and I hope you like it. I wanted to create cover art and everything for each one of these, but I just got to where it was rattling around in my head and I was overthinking it and I couldn't get started on it. So I finally decided if I just don't sit down and put this video together, I'm not going to get it done. So that's what I'm going to do. And my first entry, Jethro Tull. I do have these on vinyl, by the way. These were easier to grab. Songs from the Wood and Heavy Horses. Ian Anderson had settled into farming life pretty much and was writing songs about things of that nature. And these two albums are a nice pair in that regard. They do bounce back and forth between acoustic English folk type music, and there's some rockers thrown in. And what I would like to do is I would alternate songs, one from here, 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 until you've got them all taken care of. And I think that would make a very interesting album. People call these two of a trio. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't think the third album in the trio really fits. But these two could be a single double LP. So there we go. That's number one. Songs from the Wood and Heavy Horses. I could call it, I rode my heavy horses through the woods for songs. Something of that nature. Okay, and this one may be obvious. We've got In the Court of the Crimson King and In the Wake of Poseidon. As we all know, Greg Lake was in the band and did the vocals on the first album. 21st Century Schizoid Man is possibly the song that launched their career and is still considered a classic to this very day. And by the time they got around to In the Wake of Poseidon, Greg Lake was officially out. But as a favor to Robert Fripp, he did the vocals on some of the tracks on this, most of the tracks on this. And these albums are very, very similar. Heavy on the Mellotron. They're both great albums, but I think they could make one great double set. In the Court of Poseidon, In the Wake of the Crimson King. So that's number 2. This is number 3. It's just a piece of cardboard. Alright, number 3, Jason Isbell. I think this may be one of his most popular records, and it's on pink vinyl, Southeastern. Got a song on here called Super 8, and Super 8 is about where I live, Bristol. The Super 8 in question is not far from me as we speak, although it's not a Super 8 anymore. And I would couple that with the Nashville Sound. I'm not sure if these were consecutive releases, but they are similar enough in sound. I think they would pair together nicely. This is Jason Isbell and the 400 unit, whereas the 400 unit is not credited on this title. They're both great albums. If you're not familiar with Jason Isbell, he was a member of the Drive-By Truckers and struck out on his own. I highly recommend you check this stuff out. He is a fantastic songwriter, great performer. So, the Southeastern Nashville Sound. Not very inventive. Okay, this might be considered blasphemy. Both of these might be, actually. So, you've got the Freewheelin' Bob Dylan. This is where you get blowing in the wind. Girl from the North Country, Masters of War, the Bob Dylan Blues, Hard Rain's Are Gonna Fall, Don't Think Twice, It's Alright, Bob Dylan's Dream, Oxford Town. Almost some well-known songs on this one. This is an SACD. It is in mono, 2i, Columbia. I'm sorry, it's stereo. I would pair that with Highway 61 Revisited, where Bobby goes electric. And again, I would alternate songs. One from here, one from here, one from here. And Bobby freewheeling down Highway 61. There you go. And finally, what would you pair this with? Well, again, we may be talking blasphemy, but I would make a double album out of Revolver and Rubber Soul. There's enough acoustic material on each to bounce back and forth. Again, I would alternate the tracks. And then I would be talking about the UK version of Rubber Soul. And this would be the UK version of Revolver. So you've got some electric stuff, I'm Always Sleeping, Dr. Robert, and Your Bird Can Sing. I think they would pair nicely together. Rubber Revolver. I'm sorry that I couldn't take the time to put together artwork for these. It would have been good. But anyway, that's going to be my entry into Larry's double album contest. It was fun trying to figure this out, and I'm sure I could go deeper and figure out some more. But for now, I'm going to stick with these. I hope everybody out there enjoys the contest. I know I will, and I enjoy Larry's channel. If you're not familiar with the Canadian Studmuffin, you really should go check out his channel. He's got some hilarious content, uh, some very heartwarming content, and of course the lovely Molly is in some of his videos. Uh, you might have seen my lovely Molly walking through the scene here. Uh, mine's a different kind of Molly, but she's my girl. I hope y'all are having a great day, and I will see you in the next video, which I plan to put together almost immediately. See you soon.